Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Sam and I own a kids custom embroidery shop on Etsy called Malia Stitches, and then we also do adult t-shirts on Etsy as well, and the shop name for that is Jocelyn's Comfy Apparel. Today I thought I'd go through and show you how I make a pair of bummies, and I'll put the link down, or the link down below with the shop name and where I purchased this file from, this pattern from. And so with that said, let's get started.
Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live.
Alright, so I did go ahead and cut out my pieces already. Like I said, I'll leave a link below that has the pattern. I'm going to use my serger today. This is a Brother 1034DX serger. You can get them on Amazon. When I purchased this, it was $200. I'm not sure if that's how much it costs now, but I purchased this maybe 6 months ago, so it hasn't been very long that I've had this. So you're going to cut your pieces out. So this piece is my waistband piece. These smaller rectangles are my the bands that go around the legs. So I've got two of those. And then you'll have a front and a back to your pattern. So I've cut this is my back. And this is my front. If you have directional fabric, please pay attention to that when you're cutting it out so that your fabric is going in the right direction. This one is a non-directional, so we're good there. So I like to start by putting my body panels together, and you're going to serge down both ends like this and then across the crotch. Gonna leave the leg areas alone. So let's do that real quick. You're just going to try and line everything up real good. So I'm just going to serge off of that edge and kind of leave my tail attached, and then move to the next edge. Now this is the crotch area. Just keep your pieces lined up. Again, just going to serge off of that, leave the tail attached, and go up the other side. Just going to trim these tails off. And now you have your basic body piece here. You can see. This is the back side. I always put a pin on the back panel just so I know that that's the back versus the front. Sometimes I get them confused, but if you really look at it, the front scoops down a little bit further than the back piece, so that would be kind of your indication which is the front and the back. But there's that. So we're going to turn this back inside out, set it aside. Now we're going to take our leg pieces, we're going to fold them in half, right sides together, and serge down the short end. And do that again with this piece, putting the right sides together, short ends together, serging down the short end. I'm also going to do that same exact thing with my waistband. So folding it in half, right sides together, and serging down the short end. Cut them apart. Okay, so now we're going to take these leg pieces and the waistband. We're going to turn it right sides out. Then you're going to take the raw edges and fold them so that they're touching. Hope that makes sense. So the raw edges are now touching. We got folded edge down here, raw edges up here. I'm just going to line up this seam, put a clip on there to hold it in place. Then I'm going to go to the other side. Again, just kind of rolling the fabric so it's all lined up. Then I'm going to find the opposite side by holding this over here and stretching it till it's even. Then I'm going to put a clip over here. I'm going to repeat that for the other leg. So there's that. You can also go through and pin this if you want to pin it. You don't have to use clips, pins, whatever you have. You can use. So now with the waistband, we're going to do the exact same thing. Turn it right side out. Fold it in half where the raw edges are touching. I'm going to put a clip right there on the seam. Working this folded all the way around so it's nice and even. Okay, I'm going to stretch it out so I can find the center on this side. Put a clip there. Now I'm going to open it up opposite of the way it was. And I'll line up these two clips like so. Then I'm going to put a clip on this side and a clip on this side. So I'm just dividing this up into 4 sections by putting the clips on there. If I can get this rolled right. These clips will help you with placing it inside the body panel once we get started with that. So there you go. So you should have 4 clips kind of evenly dispersed on the waistband. Okay, so now you're going to take your body panel and your waistband. And I always look for the seam and I line it up with one of the seams on the body panel. So you're tucking your waistband inside so that the right sides are touching. If you have directional fabric, you would want your print of the fabric to be going down, because this is actually going to be the top of your Bummies. So you're gonna want, it'll be opposite to what you think it should be. So your pattern should be facing down. I have some, let's see. So I have this, as you can see, there's bears on here, which you can't really tell here. There's bears on it. So if I was putting this in, I would want to put it in where the bears would be upside down into that, because once you stitch it on and roll it up, you will, sorry, it'll roll this way, actually. Put it on here like this. What is on the outside of your band will be on the outside of your bummies when they're all stitched out. So don't worry about what the inside looks like. Just make sure that your direction is going opposite of what you think it should be. It's going down. I hope that makes sense. But we don't have directional fabric, so we are good here. Going to put my seams together like this. And then I'm going to go to the opposite side, grab the opposite clip and line that up with this seam over here. And then just clip it on there. And then I'm going to lay this down like this. Then I'm just going to kind of straighten this out so that it's even on either side. You're welcome to mark the center of your designs or your pattern if you'd like. If you're new to that, it might be easier for you to mark it. But then I'm going to clip that so I've got equal fabrics on either side, and this is down the center. Flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. Trying to make this in the center and clip it. So now you have this in place. The waistband will be smaller than the outer body panel. You want it to be smaller. When you go to the serger to serge, you're going to line all of these 3 layers together, and then as you serge around, you're going to stretch the waistband part so that it will fit the length of the body panel. I hope that makes sense. I'll try and show you as I do that. So I'll just come to wherever is comfortable, find a corner, and then I kind of go in at an angle like this. Try and bring it in close so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going in at an angle with my fabric. I'm going to get it started, and then I'm going to straighten it back out like this. Hopefully that makes sense. I do not have my blade engaged. I prefer to work without it. So then we're just gonna go through like this, and as we're going through, we're stretching this waistband part to match up with the body panel. And you just do that little by little, stretch it, make sure everything's lined up, make sure you only have what you're wanting to sew underneath. Remove your clips as you go, and then you can continue to stretch the waistband so that it matches up with your body panel. see here, I have all this extra right here. I hope you can see that. This extra. I'm stretching the waistband so it meets the same length as this. Then you just do it little by little to make it as even stretch as possible. Just stretch your top band or waistband. And then now you can see by me pulling it, this is now all the same length. I take my little tails and tuck them under. You can do it however you want. And then I serge right over it and pull it off. I'm going to leave a tail this time. Then I'm going to cut this tail that I've serged over, and that goes away. And that's how you stitch on your waistband. Okay, I'm going to back you back up and we'll do the legs here. Okay, so make sure your item or your bummies are still inside out. And you're going to take your legs, same thing as the waistband, you're going to tuck it inside so that the right sides are touching. I line up this seam here with the crotch seam of my bummies so that all the bulk is kind of in the crotch area and not rubbing on the outside of the leg. Then we take our other side that we put a clip on and marked, and we line it up to the seam. Now you're welcome to clip around or pin around, whatever, to keep all of this lined up. I just line it up as I go in the serger, but if it makes you more comfortable to do that, go right ahead. So let's bring out this other piece where you have the directional fabric. So here's the directional fabric. I'm gonna put it like this. So this is going to pretty much be the same. When you put it in like this, to make it going the right direction, you want your pattern to be going down. No, that's incorrect. It's going to be opposite. You want your pattern to be going up. Sorry. Because this will be at the bottom of the leg. So you want your pattern to be facing you the right direction when you put it inside here, like this. Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully I didn't confuse you. So on the leg pieces, you want your pattern direction going when you're looking at it, you want it to go the right direction. When you're doing the waistband, you want it to be backwards. You want it to be going down. Hopefully that made sense. If not, please let me know and I'll try and explain it a little bit better. Okay, so now we're just going to, like before, line all 3 layers up and then put it through the serger. Now this piece, the leg, is, on this pattern anyway, is the same size as the opening for the leg and the body panel. So you don't have to stretch it out to make it fit like you do the waistband. You just serge around it. So let's get that going. just adjust, moving my fabric out of the way that doesn't need to be serged, and lining up all those layers. And yes, it probably would go faster if I just pinned it all, but I don't like using pins, so it's all personal preference. So here I'm going to tuck this under so it goes underneath. It gets caught in the seam again. Then I'm going to leave a tail. And as you can see here, my beginning tail got caught underneath that. So I can cut it away. It's secure like that. And now we'll do the same thing on the other leg. Line this up. Seam of the leg piece to the crotch seam. Turn it over. Put this on here. And then you're just going to serge around, lining all the raw edges at all 3 layers. Then the last thing to do is to tuck in all your tails. So you're going to pull your tail out like this. I always clip them so that the strings are even. Just take one of these needles. They're a large eye needle. I got these at Walmart. Stick your thread in there, and then I can bring close enough. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. You're going to just tuck the needle underneath the stitching best you can, like so, and then just pull that through. Sometimes it might give you a little tension. Just pull it, you're good. There you go. Now you have that tail secured, and you're just going to cut it off right there, and you're good to go. So you do that for all your tails. Once you have all your tails done, if you want to, you can add a tag. If you're selling Bummies, I suggest putting a size tag on these with your logo. If you're just making them for yourself or for family, you don't have to put a tag on there. But you just stick the tag underneath here and stitch it right there, and you're good to go. Let me get a tag, I'll show you. So I've got my tag. I just fold it like this, and I'll take it to the sewing machine and make sure this part's just sticking out. I'm not gonna sew it onto the back here. I've just got the seam sticking out, so I would set it on the machine like this, on the sewing machine like this. Stick the tag under there like that, and then just stitched over it. Hopefully that makes sense. So your tag would be hanging out like that. Alright, so that's how you make a pair of bummies. Hope you guys found this video tutorial helpful. If you have any questions, please put those in the comments below and I will answer them the best I can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!